Your beard was struggling until you found the elegant Sasquatch.
It's Suplex Syndicate time! Let's get ready to rumble!
Did it now. Chaos, you should have put this one in the vault, man. They not ready.
I
They don't know what's
am
coming,
Tactical
man.
Santa, the
We gonna
smack
drop
talker
this on
Slay
right here.
Walker,
Y'all ain't
the
ready for
Michael
this.
Jordan of
Y'all ain't ready
Kringle
for none of
Jingle.
this. Your boy's a bad man. Then when you
If
raise
you're
the
not
streets,
down
they
with the
gonna clap
Squatch,
off his skirt,
you
they
can
dropping the
suck
heat.
it.
Shock the world, now I'm standing
Spray
alone.
and slay with the fragrance feed.
You can't open out your head to the track. Fuck the water down rap, we be taking it
You
back.
can't
Give it to me straight.
teach
Ain't
that.
no chasing it. Check yourself in the mirror.
Hey!
Ain't no facing it. 'Cause you
What am I
playing the
doing
role,
with these
playing
two
the plan.
clowns?
It's the master plan. We got the planet on hold. We all over the streets like your favorite sneaker. Breaking up your sound like a drive-through speaker. Everything that I be spitting is strong. After I rock, fast forward through the rest of the song. We the monkey wrench that's gonna ruin your plan. And don't fuck with John Cena. I'm a bad man.
With the mic in my hands, I'm a bad man. Even in a fight with my hands, I'm a bad man. Living in the streets all my life, I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. With the mic in my hands, I'm a bad man. Even in the fight with the
Sponsored by the elegant Sasquatch.
What's up, everybody? And it is Tactical Santa. I am joined by my boy 30 Spray J and the extreme advocate Paul Sasquatch Man. Alrighty, man, he changes it up every time. I got to check it out. What's happening, fellas? How are we doing?
Yo, what's going on, Dino? What's going on, Jay? Long time no see, man.
Nice.
Right.
Oh, I know, man. 2 weeks. We took a little bit of a break. And you know what? It was good because there was a little bit to get to. But this whole week of starting into it and the road to Royal Rumble, this stuff is something we got to talk about, guys. I'm glad we're here this week.
Absolutely.
Glad to be back. Glad to see you guys, man, enjoying our Sundays. We're going to talk some wrestling. But before we do that, let's say hi to a few that are here. We got Shape the Podcast. What's going on, Kyle? What's going on, brother? Thanks for showing up. We got Robert Allen in here. What's going on, brother? We have got
Ken.
Ken.
He's like 7 foot tall.
Because he is 7'9", and you can't
that.
teach that. What's going on, my brother? And we got Michael.
Yo, Michael.
What's going on, brother? Thanks for making it. So, you know 30 Spray J. Did you catch it in the intro? Elegant Sasquatch calling us clowns like that?
Yeah, you know what? But that's typical Sasquatch material. You knew that was going to happen. I feel like if anyone's going to get backstabbed and wearing the shield, he's hitting us with the chairs, bro.
Well, just like the intro said with the Squatch, if you're not down with the Squatch, you can suck it. Speaking of which, we got some really exciting news for this show. And Squatch, you want to let us know?
Absolutely. The Suplex Syndicate is now officially sponsored by the Elegant Sasquatch Grooming Company. And if you know what, you guys don't know this, but if you use the word suplex at checkout, you save 20% off. And if you spend $45, you get free shipping. So, yeah, Suplex at checkout will save you 20% on your order. So, and then I
got to tell you what, it's not that you needed the 20% to check out Elegant Sasquatch, but if you haven't checked out Elegant Sasquatch now, that's more of like an incentive to, but you're not going to be disappointed, man. Elegant Sasquatch rocks, rocking it today, but man, get over to Elegant Sasquatch, support him, because I'll tell you what, he supports a lot of us in the community, so definitely go check him out, buy some good stuff, and support.
This one comes out Saturday. Big Fig Energy, Saturday, 7 a.m.
Nice. Well, right, fellas.
I did just drop a little bit on some Elegant
He did. And you are, I'm looking at what you bought.
I just wanted the new labels, bro.
What you bought, bro, you're getting a lot, man. You are getting a ton of stuff.
Heck yeah. And I'll tell you what, I think not next week, but in like 3 weeks, I think the Slay and Spray show is going to be doing Elegant Sasquatch as a review. So I think we're going to have a whole episode to that. So without further ado, let's get it going. Let's talk some wrestling. But brothers.
There was.
Let's talk Raw.
Oh my God, there was so much that went on. You know what? The last 2 weeks have been bangers on Monday Night Raw. There's so much. Number one, I got to talk about what happened last week because it affects this week. There were 2 title changes last week. Number one, Ripley and Io Sky won the tag team titles off the Kabuki Warriors, which was great. So we all like that. Number two,
Time out. What's the name that they're going
Rhino?
with? Is it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Rhino.
I keep on saying
Rhino to
Rhino.
me.
And there was a video game back in the 90s that Rhino spelled something else because each letter meant something, and it was rip you a new one or something like that. But yeah, it's like Reno. Yeah, I think it's Rhino. I think it was. Yeah. So that happened, and then we also had Becky Lynch winning the IC women's IC title over Maxine Dupree, which okay, all right, it's whatever. And that ended in a very stupid way, where Maxine had her in an ankle lock, and it ended up being like a reversal, but it was like a backwards pin, and there's some shenanigans that went on, and so either way, Becky is the new IC title, women's IC title champ. Okay. All right. So tonight's show, this week's show opened up with Rhea and Io. I'm not going to say their name because their name is, to be honest with you, kind of stupid. But they opened up the show celebrating their new title, which is great. And then Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez came down to interrupt their little celebration. And they're like, nah, we're coming after the titles. And then next thing you know, Bailey and Lycaria come out, and Germany loves Bailey. I'm just gonna say it. They sang her song throughout the whole match, or the whole kerfuffle that was going on, and then those 3 started going at it. And the next thing you know, the Kabuki Warriors come back down, and then so now you had a 4-way. Shenanigans happened, and then full basically brawl broke out. So that started off the show. Javon Evans, and then moving on to the next match, Javon Evans is officially on the Raw roster.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, last week he signed his contract when they were on commercial break for some reason. So us folks in America didn't get to see it. If you were in Europe or used a VPN, you got to see it. So Javon Evans had his first match against was it Bravo Americano? So I think that's the second one. I think it is.
Yeah. Second or third. Yeah, second one.
Out of their little trio.
Right.
So it was good. Javon, we got to get him another finishing move because we got another cutter on the roster. Right. So that's what, 3, 4? Yeah. This one, he does a Spanish fly into a cutter to win the match. And after the match, all 3 Americanos try to jump him. And Michael Cole said something that really irked me. Javon's on the banister behind the commentator's desk. You have 3 of the Americanos on the side, but there's nobody behind him and outside the crowd. And Michael Cole's like, well, he has nowhere to go. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, he can just turn around. Like there's a whole arena behind him. He can, So he ends up he jumps over one of the Americanos, gets away, blah, blah, blah. And then the next thing that happened was there was a great promo with CM Punk came out, and then next thing you know, Finn Balor came out, and that was supposed to be a match that was supposed to happen this past week. It's not going to happen until next week when they are in Ireland. So you got the Prince, which is going back to Finn's old name, versus the Champ. That's you know what? I know you guys don't like CM Punk, but this is going to be a banger of a match.
It'll be a good match. I mean, I don't like CM Punk
I'm here
personally, but he can wrestle. He can wrestle, and the Finn Balor CM Punk match is going to be a stellar match. They both know how to work.
I hope that it's not just one match. I hope that this starts really showing what Finn can do again, because they have slept on Finn
Yeah, and it looks like they're actually going to be pushing Finn more, and it looks
Right.
like Finn's going to be becoming a face very soon because he has all the makings of becoming a face. He
Right.
said that CM Punk doesn't want the Judgment Day to get involved, so they're not going to be there. So it's just going to be basically a one-on-one match, which I'm
Right.
I'm perfectly okay with actually watching this. If we get number one, Finn looks great for his age. He looks like he's never had a carb in a day in his life, and so this is going to be a great match. Remember, tomorrow it's a 3:00 start time because they are in Ireland, so it's an early start. So just be warned.
Right.
Um,
If they do a rubber match series where they got 3 matches of them too, if they do that, I would like to see the Demon come out to play one match. Just bring him
yeah,
back for one match.
yeah. Um, if you guys actually go and watch something to talk about the Cody Rhodes YouTube channel, he actually
I was gonna
he
mention
actually
that.
had Finn on this week's
Mhm.
show or
Nice.
this episode, and it was actually a really good watch. Like I learned some stuff about Finn that I didn't know. He was very very happy for a certain day in April, if you know what I mean. That happens on the 20th. Yeah, which one didn't see that coming, but it is what it is.
Right.
So
Make me like him even
yeah,
more.
exactly. He was a really likable guy on that show. I'm just gonna say because I haven't
Yes.
seen a lot of outside the ring interviews, if that
Right.
makes any sense with him.
Mhm.
And he really opened up, and it was really great. So that was really nice. But um, so the next thing after that was there is actually a number one contenders match, women's tag team match with Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez versus the Kabuki Warriors versus Becky and Lyra. Fantastic match. The energy was like up past 10 on this match, and it's one of the very few three-way matches that I've ever seen that actually from start to finish stays at like at least a 9 if not a 10 for energy wise. And I personally don't like 3 and 4 way match wise, especially when it's a tag team, because there's
Right.
just so much going on. Everybody has to wait for their spots, and one thing can go wrong and it screws up the whole match. But this
Right.
one, hands down, one of the best matches I've seen in probably the last 6 months. And then Liv and Roxanne win, so they're going to be on. They're going to go up against Rhea and Io on the 24th on Saturday night's main events. There was a couple backstage things that happened. Raquel Rodriguez attacked Stephanie Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Stephanie's actually injured. That boot isn't fake. If you saw the photos of her foot and ankle, I think it was last week, it looks like she broke her ankle. But so she attacks the foot. So that's going to be an interesting match. They're really building that up, and they're building it up the right way. So
Right.
Otis and Tanawa made an appearance, which so they're going to be going after the men's tag team titles, which is okay. The main events, which was actually surprisingly really good, was Penta and Dragon Lee, which
Yeah.
by the way, I'm loving this tag team. I love the Lucha Bros, don't get me wrong, but this tag team is like they play so well with each other, or off of each other, I should say. So you had those two versus Austin Theory and Bronson Reed. It was a hard-hitting match. It was a fast match. And I do have to say, we have to add another RIP to Braun Breaker's list. Dragon Lee just got absolutely destroyed. Braun Breaker interferes in this match, causing a DQ, but he speared Dragon Lee from like the backstage. He ran, and like the way that they shot it made him look like he was doing 75 miles an hour, and he hit him and basically cut him in half. Like I think he hit him harder than Carlito, And I was like, oh my God. And then he got up, like Dragon Lee got up like probably 2 or 3 minutes later. And I'm like, how are you standing? And he ends up getting another spear.
What someday he's gonna spear somebody and he's
Yep.
gonna take them out of their boots. That's gonna be
Oh,
you're just gonna see
100%.
the boots right there. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
100%. And then so Braun just goes basically ape shit crazy. That's the best
Mhm.
way I could describe it. And
Right.
he just starts attacking folks to the point where, Adam Pearce and his little security team come down and try to break this brawl up. And Braun lays his hands on Adam Pearce, which doesn't really see it. And like legitimately, the way that they shot it, you could see the fear, no, the anger in Braun's eyes going towards Adam Pearce. Like he like
Bro,
it looked like he
time
was.
out. I will tell you that looked real. We know
Uh-huh.
that I was like, oh, this is for real, for real.
Exactly. Like it was even to the point where I don't know if y'all ever been so mad you shake a little bit. Like his
Yeah.
face is like legitimately shaking.
Right.
And
Do you,
so, oh, go
do you
ahead,
think we're seeing more shades of his uncle come out of him?
Oh yeah.
a little bit,
Oh
a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he ended up having Adam Pearce in the corner, basically threatening him his life. It took all three of the rest of the vision to pull him off of him. And after he pulls him off, Adam is still talking shit. Like he's still going after
Right.
him. And so they end up going backstage, and he's looking him dead in the eye, and basically Adam Pearce is spitting all over him. Oh, go ahead, Jeff.
Do you think that Adam Pearce has a last match in him? Because they
Yes.
keep just
Yep.
teeking
This is gonna be it. This is gonna be at Royal Rumble. Oh well, no. This is gonna probably be at Saturday night's main event. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Where it was like when they're in the backstage, Adam Pearce is so mad he's like foaming at the mouth, and he suspends. They don't know for how long because they didn't say it, but they suspend Braun Breaker, and then Paul Heyman is disputing the suspension because when you go back and look at it, Adam Pearce put his hands on Braun Breaker first, and so like they're playing up that, but you can see the building blocks for the match coming up. Like you can see Braun Breaker versus Adam Pearce, and I'm
If
here
that
for it.
does
Like,
happen, and I'm here for it, Braun cannot miss out on that opportunity to do Steiner math to Adam Pearce. He's got to
the
have a
thing is,
Steiner
he's
math
done it
promo.
like 4 times.
But
Like
but
it's long,
he's got to do it to Adam Pearce though. That would be hilarious about your rate
but
of survival. Your rate of
yeah,
survival,
but
mathematics.
this feud is legitimately looking like a feud. Like Braun is, if this is a work, Braun hands down. You win an Oscar for this because it legitimately looks like he has that
Right.
anger in his in his in his eyes. You know what I mean? That
Right.
I'm about to kill you look. So. But yeah, that was Raw. Raw was a super solid show. The Germany crowd was off the hook like normal. They're not as lively as most overseas crowds, but they were still they were still out there. I'd probably give it a good solid B plus for the show. A low
Right.
A, high B plus.
Right.
So, but yeah, what'd you guys think?
Dude, I gotta agree with you. I would even say it was probably an A for
Yeah.
Raw. If this is how it's gonna be for the Road to Rumble and then Mania, Raw needs to keep up this momentum, and they can really store some
Yep.
ratings up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. It was good. Hopefully they keep the momentum going. Hopefully they got the needle pushing forward like they are because it's going to be a great year if they do.
Yeah. So Yeah, so that was great. And then I got to talk about AEW because AEW actually had a couple of matches that I actually have to talk about. It's not so much the match; it was one or two. One, it was a spot from the Pac versus Darby Allin match. Darby Allin is going to get himself killed. I'm not the first one to say. I'm not going to be the last one to say.
Right.
Bro, it wasn't even a pay-per-view.
No, and that's the thing.
where
Like I was having a conversation with a guy at my day job about this, and I was like, I don't care that Darby Allin does it because he makes it look like it's extremely painful, and it probably is. The thing I have is he does it on regular TV and not the bigger spots where it can make more impact. If you do it week after week after week after week, it's going to lose its impact, and you're just basically hurting yourself for no reason. But what I'm talking about was there was a spot. I can't remember if it was a suplex, like a regular suplex, or a belly-to-belly suplex. But Pac, who, by the way, is absolutely jacked now from when he was with the WWE, which is kind of scary. He basically throws him up and over onto the steel stairs. And the way Darby Allin's back hit the steps, I shuddered. I shuddered to see it, and it just looks so bad. Like I'm like, oh my god, what the hell?
How many times did you watch it? Because I watched it at least I watched it like 17 times. I'm like, how does this not hurt?
I watched it twice. The first time was like, oh my god. The second time, I'm like, oh, good lord. You see, that was almost as painful as when he did that Sting retirement spot where he did the coffin drop off the top to the outside glass, which was stupid. And okay, so it was that. But the real big thing on that same card, there was a Bandito versus MJF match. And this match was fantastic.
Yes, it was.
What made this one different opposed to the rest of the card is they slowed down. Everything that they did had meaning to it. Like there was actually counters to moves. They weren't doing moves to do moves. Bandito did this absolutely insane dive off the top into the crowd. So he went from the ring over the barricade onto MJF, which made sense for the match. But like all the moves meant something. They were powerful. They were meaningful. They slowed down opposed to the rest of the show. What the really at the end they were countering the false finishes, and then MJF ended up putting Bandito into two submission moves, and the last one was actually Bryan Danielson's finishing move. While Bryan Danielson is on commentary, and Bryan Danielson's explaining why it hurts so much between the nerve from your arm to your shoulder, and Bandito actually ends up passing out from the pain. It made sense. Like I think this might be the first time ever in AEW history where they actually had a match that made sense.
Well, I'll tell you this. I get AEW's like classic wrestling. We want the blood. We want the guts. What they don't, and maybe they have the sex appeal because there is a few that I like over there. But, if they're following in the footsteps of you, great brand. What they need, if AEW gets some storylines, if they actually get some plots to all these rivals and all these beefs, because obviously, you kicked me, I'm coming after you, all that. But if they actually get some storylines and some promos, they are a force to be reckoned with.
But go ahead.
Unfortunately, since they can't do that, now their new rival isn't WWE. We talked about this. I'm just going to throw it there. It's TNA. TNA.
And AEW keeps losing some of their bigger stars. They just lost Powerhouse Hobbs. He didn't sign up. He didn't re-sign with them. He's coming to WWE.
Right.
So you got him. Question is, when do you make his debut? He's not, from what I've heard, is he's not going to NXT. He's coming straight to the main roster.
Right.
So you got another powerhouse, but you're going to throw him on Raw to go up against OB. Is that what you're doing? Are you throwing him on SmackDown? Where's he going? If he comes to the WWE, it's from what I can
Right.
tell, I think it's 100% done deal that he's coming.
Right.
But AEW's matches are starting to get better. I will give them
Mhm.
that. They're not as
Right.
campy. They're not as move focused. I will give them that. They still have a long ways to go before they're watchable. You know what I mean? Like it's still
Right.
like 99,
Right.
98, 2% type of thing.
I still think AEW, their best part is their women's division. Their women's
Yeah,
division is still better than the men's division.
yeah, yeah.
They-
Well.
But here's the
I'm,
question
I'm,
though. How can they do storytelling in the women's division of AEW and in the men's division it's like nothing. It's like what's gonna stick against the wall, throw it against the wall,
the
whatever
thing is,
sticks,
like,
you know?
everybody's mentioned this before. AEW's men's division is a bunch of I don't want to use the word, but I'm going to use it in this
Mhm.
term. They like to do a lot of high spots, and they
Yeah,
like they like the oh shit, this is awesome chance
right,
instead of really telling a long term story
right,
outside of every once in a while where you have a swerve and a Hangman Page or MJF and whoever. It is getting better. I will give him that. Tony Khan is working on it, and it's not like what it was, where it's just spot fest after spot
right,
fest after spot fest. He's working on it. I will give him credit. That's why we have to add. That's why we added this segment to the show because it is getting better.
right,
But they still have a lot of work. It's not. It is a one step up above the Indies. It's not New Japan yet, but it's
right,
getting there. So and they're climbing the ladder. I will give them
right.
that. So.
Well, right, Jay. Give us the breakdown on SmackDown.
Again, SmackDown, another banger. And after last week, which we missed, but 3 Stages of Hell with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
You didn't think that the WWE Championship was going to change on a SmackDown, did you?
When was the last time you saw that ever happen?
Right.
I'm thinking, dude. I'm thinking like 2007, 2008. Has it ever
I don't
happened?
remember.
I
No,
don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know if it's ever happened. I know it's happened on Raw a
Yeah,
couple
every
times.
once in a while, but that even
But
then, that's few
everyone
and
was
far between.
The only reason that I thought something might happen is because it was in Europe. In Europe, they're not doing they're not doing TV over there very much. It's kind of like a pay-per-view for them over there. So, I mean, it kind of
yeah,
made sense, the timing.
yeah. So 3 Stages of Hell, Cody McIntyre. It went back and forth, of course, and then they made it to the last match, which was a cage match, which I don't. Let me break it down. I hate how WWE still has the door on the cage because it's a cage match. Like, oh, we're escaping through the door. It should be either up and over, submission, or pinfall. Classic, right? Anyways, it looks like Drew McIntyre is going to escape. And we have a turn, of course, with the hoodie and the Pushisti. And it's none other than with a fresh new grill, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. Man, I hate that it happened on SmackDown, but like you said, SmackDown is kind of like a pay-per-view for Europe, so they brought him back. They don't know who attacked Jacob Fatu. Was it Cody?
Right.
Was it Drew? Was it somebody else? I'll get to that in a second. But Jacob Fatu attacked both of them. He was like, anybody who wants to smoke, yada, I mean, we doing it. And while he was whooping Cody Rhodes's, but Drew McIntyre decides to slide out and actually win. And title change happens. Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship on a SmackDown. Does this bring out the Cody Rhodes heel turn?
Pulls.
They keep talking like it's not a heel turn. He's just going to change character. How do you
Right.
change character without going
Exactly.
heel?
Exactly.
You can't. So now, internet rumors were like, oh, he's going to bring back Stardust. I'm here for that if it was to ever happen. I loved Stardust. I love that he gave that commitment to that character, even though he hated it so much. But Cody Rhodes did say Stardust will never happen. Now, if the money talks, I think Cody Rhodes' tone will change a little bit. So we'll see. But Drew McIntyre is our new WWE Championship. So coming on to this week, Drew McIntyre opens up the segment, talking about all the fans abandoned him and he did all this himself. So he's all about himself. Cool. Are we still getting whiny Drew? A little bit, but how long can he hold this title reign? And then he revealed the hidden contract clause with Cody Rhodes, as in there's not going to be a rematch.
Oh, that's awesome. So I was going to say, I wonder if they're going to write Cody off for a while, have him go away.
No, because
I don't think
he said
so.
he was going to be
No.
he was going to be entrance number 1 at the Rumble.
Okay, is he going to be entry number 1, or is he just saying he was the first to say he was going?
I'll bet you he's going to be entry number 1.
If they make him go all 30 again and win it for a second time, I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes is not Stone Cold level. He's not HBK level. It's too much. I think that he should lose the Rumble and then push the heel turn. But we'll get into future predictions.
Right. Yep.
He revealed that there was no contract, no rematch clause, and he'd have to work his way back from the bottom. And then he's like, I'm the new QB1 era, and promises danger and unpredictability as a champion. Well, who's sniffing for gold? None other than the voices in my head, Randy Orton. Randy Orton confronts McIntyre.
Yep.
And he's teasing future title ambitions, which I am here for 1, 2, 3, however many title reigns they're going to give Randy Orton before he's done.
What's he got? He's got 15, doesn't he, or 14?
He's got 14. He needs 3 to tie, 4 to beat. I don't think they're going to ever, I think that John Cena is going to be the title to beat for the next generation. I don't think they're going to give it up that far.
Right.
But then Jacob Fatu attacked McIntyre. Now, as Jacob Fatu was coming down the ring, why did it look like Randy Orton was a little iffy?
Yeah, he got scared, and so you could see him kind of backing up a little bit.
I'm here for a Randy turn because Randy heel champion is a great champion run.
Mm-hmm.
And, if they pushed it towards Randy Orton was the one that attacked Jacob Fatu, then that leaves so much more for a good rival, a great title defense against, putting Jacob Fatu right there with the big dogs.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We can keep it going.
Absolutely.
So, but, he attacked McIntyre and all that happened. They were pushing for, number 1 qualifying matches. So the first match, of course, was Randy Orton versus The Miz after, Miz getting RKO'd after week. Is The Miz going to beat RKO? No. It was a great match because no matter what kind of match you put The Miz in, he's going to shine and he's going to help others shine as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's the Miz is a great worker in ring, and he makes anybody that he's in the ring look like $1 million.
Yeah.
Yes, he
And
does.
that's why a lot of times you see them. He'll be throw. He is this generation's X-Pac.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? That's the
Yeah.
best way I can describe it.
Yep.
He's a great in the ring worker. He makes you look like $1 million, and then you just keep it moving. That's the best way I can describe it.
Right.
So Orton hit the RKO. He's the first spot in the Fatal 4-Way for the #1 contender on Drew McIntyre's title. Moving on, we had a tag match. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Kiana James and how do you say her name?
Julia.
Gina? Julia. Why spell Julia with a J, bro? And I'm kind of getting tired of this title, this tag team. Like, let's split everybody up, because all we really have is the Kabuki Warriors versus Rhea and Io. So, SmackDown is getting a little dull on the women's tag team.
You do have Nia and
Yeah.
Last Legend right there, the powerhouses. Which, by the way, Nia
Yeah.
right now is she's looking like a little baddie right there. So.
Yeah, she's slimming down and she's ready to come to fight. So I'm thinking the next title run from Nia Jax is gonna be a pretty long one. And I'm even here for a Jade and Nia again, but so on and so forth. Backstage we had Kit Horton's promo, claiming to be the
I'm sorry, I don't mean to stop. When the hell did Kit Wilson become over? Like, I know they re-debuted him with since he's been a singles guy with the new theme song. By the way, it is a catchy theme song. I'll give him that. But
this generation really fell for Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, like
it's this generation. So it's not our generation. So we were like, what's up with them? They were a great tag team. Now that he's solo, he's trying to push toxic
masculinity.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say.
Yeah. But before he could build momentum in his promo, Jacob Fatu came through with a Santon and a moonsault. Jacob Fatu will go through everybody. Don't be in the Samoan Warriors way. And then Trick Williams versus Matt Cardona. Qualifying match. This was a match I was here for. I was sitting there on the edge of my seat like a 10-year-old holding my Walmart WWE belt.
Yep.
And they didn't disappoint. Trick hit his, and then Williams hit his, and Williams hit the Trick spot for the pin and celebrated, proclaiming that, he's putting on SmackDown on notice. And Trick Williams,
he's a star already.
He's a star, bro. Whoop that Trick. Whoop that
crowd.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've heard a crowd get that loud behind one person.
I will tell you this. They were a little late on the yeet with Jay, and then they started that. They've been on Trick Williams for a while.
Yep.
Why they didn't drop Trick Williams in during the Jey Uso's time and everything and give a little bit more? Trick has been ready.
The question I have is, would he be the same person if you would have swapped him and Carmelo Hayes around? Called up Trick and left Carmelo back there. Would it have been the same thing? I personally don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No. And if they would have did Trick like they did Carmelo, Trick would be on another brand.
100%.
Right.
Because Carmelo, he's building his stride, but they could have put him up to the top.
Yep.
They better not sleep on Trick Williams.
Right.
That dude is star. I think, and I hate, and I'm not saying that anything of his personality is the same, but he's right up there when The Rock started talking in the third person and knew that The Rock was going to be a star.
Do you
I
almost
saw. Oh, go ahead.
do you almost think, like, if you look at the way Trick Williams built and the way he acts sometimes, do you think he's kind of like this generation's version of Booker T?
I was gonna say I watched a video and I can't give the creator credit for it, but they said he's a
Yeah.
cross between The Rock and Booker T,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a great combo. The
Right.
downside is everybody that's tried to do The Rock has failed at trying to do The Rock. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
No, I mean he's not talking in the third person or anything. But what I think what he brings is that urbanness
swagger.
that Booker T. Booker T was street.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Booker T did some time. He's done his thing. But Trick Williams really brings that southern, grizzly Memphis type feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna go over well. It's gonna
100%.
go over.
And I'm here for every single second of it.
Right.
So
I hate that they did Matt the way they did. It's been a long time coming, but I think that, don't sleep on him either. He's going to be right there. And that's what I love about, now we have future legends. So I think Matt's going to be like, kind of up there with John Cena and Orton and everybody. He's going to be the legend to beat. And I think they shouldn't sleep on that either.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the transition guy from the old school to the newer school. So
right.
Yeah, definitely. Priest versus Solo Sikoa. Now Solo Sikoa has got a little bit of a treasure right now because he stole the lantern from the Wyatt Six. The Wyatt Six did a promo, and you know what? You kept saying, "What are they going to do with the Wyatts? What are they going to do with the Wyatts?" They haven't done much. They took the Undertaker's urn from the Wyatt Six, which is the lantern. Okay, what they could do with this is so much. The Wyatts cut a promo talking about, you took something from us that lit the darkness and kept the darkness away from us. And you let that darkness in, they're going to, there could be so much more.
Right.
Okay. So Damien, of course, with outside interference. Wow. Damian Priest does win it. Uncle Howdy has the urn in his hand. He's got it back. They're not going to stop until they get it. Well, Tola Tonga, big kick to the face, knocks Uncle Howdy out, and the MFT still have the lantern.
Right.
And congratulations to Damian Priest for qualifying for the Fatal Four. But the bigger story is the Wyatt Six and this lantern. What they could do with this. And I don't think it's too soon because it's been a few years since RIP Bray Wyatt. Without this lantern, you could start twisting these characters.
Right.
You could make Uncle Howdy a little bit more of a prime solo fighter. You can turn one of these guys, and the only one I'm going to say is Joe Gacy. You can either give him more of a warthog, husky, pig mask and really get him fighting, or because the darkness is chasing them, the door is open. What if we get a new Fiend? What if, we still got the Wyatt Six, we still got, the tag teams, even what, if they're going to keep the belts on them, Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, then, Fiend up Uncle Howdy and put him into more of a serious role for all these guys. We're missing that Undertaker factor that we had all through these years. And I'm not just talking Supernatural. I'm talking, American Badass era and everything. Undertaker was the force to be reckoned with. If you want the Wyatt Six to be any kind of conversation, you need to give them a force to be reckoned with.
Right.
So, Carmelo Hayes versus Leon Slater for an open challenge on a United States Championship. I love what's going.
Yep.
This match was really good. Carmelo Hayes shows that he is a top contender for anything above. And, despite through and through and all the great flips and great moves and everything, Carmelo Hayes did win, but it does put Slater in mid-card level. Now, I know Dino's here for this. Jordan Grace versus Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
This was a match, bro. This was a match for the women right here. Okay. Jordan Grace dominated Green, but Green, is a great mid-carder. I think she's the Sheamus of the women.
Yeah.
She can really make someone look decent. And after it all, Jade Cargill comes out. You know who steps up to that? Jordan Grace.
Yep.
There's a big height difference and everything, but
both powerhouses.
One thing you don't see when you see the giant versus the little is how stacked each one is.
Yeah.
And this one, Jordan Grace, no matter the height
He's
difference, Jordan Grace is as stacked as a monster as Jade.
Right. I think it'll make a really good rivalry. Because, let's face it, they haven't been having Jade wrestle, and they need to get her into a rivalry in wrestling because she's catching a lot of flack for that, which isn't her fault. It's Booker. It's the Booker's fault. I don't know what kind of story they're building, but they have to get her wrestling and having a rivalry with Jordan Grace because Jordan Grace is a powerhouse.
Yeah, and Jordan Grace is going to make her look really, really good and cover up a lot of the flaws that she has.
Right.
Because there's still a lot of stuff that she can't do. You know what I mean? She can't carry a match by herself.
Right. I'm kind of torn though because Jordan Grace really deserves to be champion. She does.
Oh yeah.
She, if she doesn't get a championship reign now, there's definitely a championship reign in her future because she knows what she's doing. She's got the look. She's a powerhouse. She's a worker. She's been a champion before. She's not new to being in the spotlight. I just hope WWE does give her her day in the spotlight because she does deserve it.
Oh, I think so.
100%.
I think so.
100%.
You know how they kind of, it took Selena Vega so many times to get any kind of belt. It took all these small women so long to get a belt. I think Jordan Grace is going to skyrocket.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been following her for a while.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah. So, main event, Sami Zayn versus Dragunov qualifier. And it was a good match. Again, they keep pushing the Sami Zayn down the throats. Pause. And I'm not here for it.
Me either.
Why do you Go ahead.
I was gonna say the one thing about that match was Sami Zayn did bust Dragunov open the hard way.
I was watching that replay. Yeah, there was some real fist in that to crack him open.
Yeah, because you can't. There was no he didn't roll out to blade himself. You saw him the whole time, and you saw the cut open above his eye.
I think it was something sharp right here on the knucks because he does that that white wrap Wolverine wrap. And it just wasn't cracking. He's like, all right, come on, hit me.
Yeah.
Crack it. And they're like, all right, 3 punches.
Exactly.
Sami Zayn won it, but who was right there to attack after? Whoop that Trick Williams comes down. He's letting everyone know, I'm not just sitting in the background. I didn't just come up from NXT. I'm going all the way.
Yep.
And what I love and what I would love to see is Trick Williams versus Randy Orton. That's going to show if Trick Williams is really ready.
Yep. They had a standoff last week in last SmackDown. Yep. And, they're looking eye to eye. Like, Trick is going through his little spiel, and then Randy's like, he does his, and he's like, I got one smoking hot wife and 14 championships under my belt, which you don't have. And I'm like, no, that's great. That was great.
Yeah, I was like, Trick does have some mic skills, but Randy Orton shut it down
Absolutely.
quickly.
So that's a match I want to see.
Beautiful woman. Yeah.
Right. So, what grade would you give SmackDown, Jay?
Oh man, you know what? I'm right there. I would say it was probably, now the fact that they got the 3 hours, they can do a little bit more.
Yeah. Right.
So I think we are on good standings for some good rated SmackDown and Raws going into Rumble. This is the time to be a wrestling fan, is right between Rumble and Mania. Yep. This is the time we're looking for these stories.
Right.
To answer men's product reviews question, it's going to be interesting when Seth does come back on how they write him into that story, because they had to accelerate Braun's forthcoming a lot quicker than they wanted to. Like, you could tell. And so it's going to be interesting on how they have to. Unfortunately, they have to do it very delicately with the story, because if they rush one thing too fast, it's going to all fall apart.
Right.
I feel like they're going to push Braun into a championship at Mania, and then how long before Seth Rollins comes back? That's the question.
I'm not for sure. I have no idea. So
yeah. That's we got Roman, who's probably ain't got that much time left to compare to. Seth's gonna outlast. So Seth coming back, there's gonna be a faction. There's gotta be. Who are you gonna? It's Judgment Day. So Seth's gotta come back.
Exactly. So, but yeah. So
if they haven't done so they haven't, Zilla's signed, and they didn't bring Zilla back with Jacob Fatu. Maybe they bring Zilla back with Seth Rollins, because the Vision's got a Samoan. Everyone forgets that Bronson's a Samoan. He may not be part of the family, but he's a Samoan. So they bring Zilla.
Maybe. So, all right.
Future wrestling predictions, fellas. I got one.
Okay.
What's to say that Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton's both don't turn heel and create their own clique together?
Too much.
Well, like we said, you saw Randy Orton was kind of with Jacob Fatu. Maybe he was the guy that did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Cody is going to go full heel and maybe like a Ric Flair type of heel, why not have Randy Orton join up and kind of make a new Four Horsemen, or what they did before? There's room for that. There really is.
The issue with that is,
as long as they don't come up with some stupid name like RK Bro or whatever.
The issue is there would be too many alpha males in that group, because as you could tell, Flair was always the alpha male in that group, and then you had his entrance afterwards. But yeah, that would have been
look at Evolution.
Yeah, and
I was just gonna say
Evolution.
So you had a guy that couldn't really wrestle in Flair. You had one guy that was the alpha male, and then two guys that were your muscle. That's what it was.
Yeah, you got Cody and you got Randy. Cody and Randy kind of fit in with that Evolution. So I mean, I'm just saying you could see that happening. Yeah, I'm here for it. If they came together, I think it'd be cool. I don't think the faction would last a super long time, but it would be fun to see them both heal up and go cause some damage.
What? Because they have legacy ties.
Yeah.
So, Legacy 2.0,
maybe
it could happen. You know, I just don't see. I don't see Cody Rhodes dyeing his hair black and going back.
I am here for the mustache though. So
I I am here for the I am.
But yeah, I was gonna say my prediction is they WWE Creative is gonna do a wild card and they're gonna put Trick in the Final Four. Like they're gonna be.
It's there. It's already happening.
No, I mean he's gonna be the guy going up against Drew for the title. That's gonna be my prediction.
It would give Drew some great, you know, a new story, a new person to fight against, because it's all been wham, I beat you, blah blah blah. It took me so long. Keep it going. I'm here for Trick being, you know, am I gonna be the guy to say it? I'm here for Trick Williams going straight from it all the way to the title and winning it. We haven't had a title holder that's in his 20s since Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. So it's you know, like the WWE's future is bright with their stars that they just called up, male and female. So they do have their, you know, but you know, I would love for them to put like really and how over Trick is to really push him to like that superstar status already that he already is. And like just giving him the title right now and let him go, see what happens. If he falls, he falls. You know, and then you throw him under the mid card wise and he just learns from there, you know?
Right.
I think they need somebody with John Cena caliber.
Yeah. And there's not
unfortunately
there's not too many of those folks around, you know.
At that time, when WWE needed a top guy, John Cena led it for 15 plus years. I think Trick Williams is the next John Cena level to hold off the next generation.
Maybe.
So let him run it. Let him be the good guy. Let him be the bad guy. You know, because John Cena started off as a heel. Nobody really liked him. And then they started liking him. And Trick is the same way. Trick is a bad guy, but the crowd loves him.
Right.
Loves him. On top of that, my be Obi retires Brock Lesnar.
I'm perfectly
I'm good with that.
I don't want to see Gunther being this new legend killer. I don't want to see it. I was the guy that retired John Cena. John Cena set his retirement date way before you were ever even thought of. You didn't retire John Cena. John Cena retired John Cena.
Right.
Whether he tapped that night or not, he was going out that night. Whether he won or lost, he was leaving that night.
Yep.
Stop pushing the legend killer of Gunther.
All right. So, guys, a couple weeks ago, we said that we had a question.
Yep.
The question was going to be, what if?
Yeah,
So I have a parameter to this. We got to keep it at maybe 5 minutes each person's what if, because we're already pushing the 1 hour. So, Sasquatch, what is your biggest what if?
What if Vince McMahon didn't buy up the territories? What if he didn't go global or US wise? What if there were still territories? That's my biggest what if.
Wow, that'd be really crazy, because I mean, everybody'd still be able to see all the territories because we got cable and internet, but not having. Man,
I was gonna say, would wrestling be as big as it is now?
I don't think so. I don't think it would
territory. Still be redneck territory. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have the reach. I don't think it would have went global. Probably wouldn't be a household name. What do you think, Jay?
Oh man.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to go first. I'm sorry.
Man, you really dropped the needle in the haystack on that one. I thought the twist that you were gonna say is, what if Vince McMahon had to exit WWE?
But if he didn't buy up all the
What if you did
territories,
buy it? Yeah. So what do you think about that, Jay?
Oh man. Would where we were WrestleMania 1 to where we are now,
world of difference.
world of difference. I
Right.
the crappy part, we're going into Saudi Arabia and everything, and I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but it's all a money factor and not so much of a fan factor. If even if WWE didn't make the money and they were still doing, what if they went streaming wise? What if it was just YouTube? What if it was just this? What if it was just that? I think it's gone too much more publicly at promotions and money than it has just been classic wrestling. And so my biggest what if would be,
hold on. I was going to go next.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
I got something that kind of caveats onto him, on what he said.
Go ahead.
What if Hulk Hogan would have never came back after he was in the Rocky 3 movie? What if we had no Hulk Hogan?
They were gonna push Dusty.
Yeah.
They were gonna, because Dusty was originally gonna be that Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
So it would have been 100%, 1,000% different, even though Dusty has more charisma than Hogan ever did. 100%. It's just the Hogan that we know now that we knew would have not been the same Hogan that we got.
Right.
Because it wouldn't work. Because you having a guy that looks like Dusty telling you eat your take your vitamins and say your prayers, that doesn't work.
Isn't gonna work, yeah.
But
the big advantage.
I also believe Macho would have been a bigger star though too.
Could have been, yeah. But here's the thing: is Hogan was at the right place at the right time. He had the look. Because he was larger than life.
Exactly.
Physically larger than life.
Yeah. And when you're 6'8", 350, 25 and just built. Yeah, of course.
Right. What do you think about that, Jay?
Wow, guys, you have really, really, just twisted the Achilles heel on me right here. Okay, I have a little bit of two. Okay, and I'm not going to talk long on either one. My two what ifs would be, what if WCW overran WWE?
Yeah. You know what? Everybody would have been the NWO then.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And to push on that too is, not this whole big span of NWO. If they would have actually landed where NWO was the same as DX and kept it going. My second one is, what if Mankind never fell off that hell of the cage?
I'm going to answer the latter one first. Mankind wouldn't have been the hardcore legend that he would. He would have been a legend, don't get me wrong, just because his body of work. But he would not be in that myth category that he is now.
Yeah.
Number two, if WCW would have bought WWE, basically, we would have not had Stone Cold. We would have not had The Rock.
Right.
We would have not, had these mainstays, these pillars of the wrestling community back then. I mean, we would still have, you would still have your guys, but they would not be up here. They would still be down here. You would have the stunning Steve Austin and not the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah.
Especially if you had Hulk Hogan. I mean, Hulk Hogan was involved, so he's calling all the shots.
Yeah.
And he's not going to let anybody get bigger than him. So
exactly.
all that talent would have went to waste.
100%. 100%. So
Yep.
I think it's all landed perfectly well in the wrestling world of where we are. and it fits perfectly into the next generation. I'm ready to see what they do to keep wrestling alive when I'm 60 and 70 talking about my wrestling days. I hope that it still is live and well and beating, forever like it is now.
Well, all right, we can make these ones quick. We already went through that, but this one should be pretty quick. I think let me switch. There we go. Is it going to switch? There we go. I think I made
No.
Sasquatch. I think I
Zero.
made Sasquatch happy.
Zero.
There was 0 this week.
Zero.
Moving on. How many times with Jay?
Once.
Just one time. But I think he
maybe
mentioned
twice.
it. Yeah,
But
he was mentioning it though.
it works. It works with the show.
Right.
So we're going to give him one. So.
Right. And then, what's in your beard, Sasquatch?
Big Fig Energy, the new drop from the Elegant Sasquatch that's coming out Saturday, the 24th, 7 a.m.
Then I've got Rest in Peace.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
The gentleman, all by our sponsor, Elegant Sasquatch.
That's right.
24th, 7 a.m. on theelegantsasquatch.com. The website is up. It's live. It's smooth. Yeah. So The Elegant Sasquatch. I will be having merch coming out very, very soon. I got hats coming. I ordered them. They're coming. So gold and silver, I think it was, or gold and platinum.
Nice.
So,
yep. So, guys, I just want to say thank you to the chat for joining us. It was a long show this week, but here's the question, fellas.
Yep.
What is going to be our question next week or list? What are we doing?
Question.
You know what? Go ahead.
Question, Sasquatch. Give me another question. I like that.
All right. You take 2 stars in their prime. Who wins?
I like it.
Yeah,
Nice.
There you go. Very easy.
Yeah, I like it. So, any 2 stars we want in their prime. Best out of 3 match or just one?
Just one. Just one.
Just one.
Main event WrestleMania.
Main event WrestleMania. All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, guys, it's been fun. I'm glad we came back. We had some downtime, all of us with the holidays and work schedules. So we're back to schedule. So thank you for everybody in the chat. Brothers, thankful to be here. And let me see here. Sasquatch, send us out.
Sasquatch, out. All right.